Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today I am having the Wolfburn 12 years old, 46% ABV. And it's the new flagship of a Wolfburn. It just came out recently, I think a few months ago. And it's 2 more years than the 10-year-old. So a few years ago, we had the 10-year-old. And I've been there in 2021, so have a look on the YouTube channel. You will find a Wolfburn distillery video there, where you find all the history of going back to 1826 and what this sea wolf and the Wolfburn has all, what it's all about. And what I can remember from the video is that they do have a bit of a long-term strategy, and they're not coming out in a too marketing way, I would say. They don't do the marketing bullshit. Yeah, so what they do is they come a little bit later than they are supposed to be coming. So they do have a bit more casks that fill the requirements of 12 years, a bit more cask. They can choose from more casks, and they can make more bottles, so it's not sold out that quickly. And I think they want to have a long-term strategy. That's what I think what lies behind Wolfburn. It's I would say, small to medium distillery. So they're not small, very, very small, but they have 2 medium stills and 1 production hall. They're not big with production halls, but they do have 2 stills, and they produce I'm not quite sure if they're in the millions region, but in the, I would say, more than the 100,000s region, and that is really good. They are still so small that they all do a non-chill filtration, natural color, which is nice. And it's always the question: are they doing it because they are too cheap to buy the chill filtration equipment? Probably. I think adding color, you don't need that much equipment, but they just do it because of the they want to be an expert whiskey. They want to be a good whiskey. So in terms of the casks, they do Dunnage warehouses. We can see ex-bourbon casks, a few quarter casks with ex-Laphroaig in it, and also second fill Oloroso sherry. So the color is natural. It's not too dark, but what to be expected from mostly, I would say, not mostly, but refill in ex-bourbon casks. This is the color to be expected. So it's not very thin or light, but it's, I would say, medium, in intensity of color. Yeah. Is there anything else? In the end, it's all about the flavor. Peat smoke. But a mixture of a bit of that Laphroaig iodine peat smoke and Highland style peat smoke, I would say. Very bloomy, grassy, a little bit sweetness, probably from the ex-bourbon. And a little bit of the sherry touch is going on as well, with a good amount of berries and cherries, but a bit sour taste for me. A little bit of these berries are not quite that ripe. Reminds me a little bit about the berries in front of my house. Here in southern Germany, we had a lot of rain, not much sunshine. So they got ripe, but they didn't get sweet. So they have the flavor of the berries, but it's a bit more sour and a bit less sweet. It does have a bit of a sweetness, a little bit of a honey sweetness, a good amount of spiciness in there, and a good amount of peat smoke. It's I would say, a well-balanced Scotch whiskey. So you can't really say, the bourbon, ex-bourbon, or the ex-Oloroso is taking over. So it's a nice mixture, and mixed in with a little bit of smoke. So in this triangle of smoke, ex-bourbon, ex-Oloroso sherry, it sits right in the middle. So it's a well-balanced whiskey, and I do like it. And the what I also have to mention is the price. Usually when you have a young distillery, it's coming out with their first 12 years old, they usually hype the price to 120 euros or 100 euros, like same in dollars, a bit more in dollars even. But they're coming out with 60. So they go probably then $62, $65, something like that. Not quite sure how taxes and how their strategies in the States, but here in Germany we do have it for 60 at Whisky.com, where everybody lives in the Netherlands or Belgium, and around 60, and that is a good price. I'm thinking about, are they coming down like the others over the next years? Because when you go in with 120 and then everybody buys the first batch and then it stagnates and then you come down with the price. That's the usual way of a young distillery that's going. And are they coming down with the price over the next years or not? Because they have a reasonable price. For a 12-year-old, it's normal to a little bit higher. But for just came out young distillery, it's absolutely reasonable, and I would say even low. So I don't know. Probably selling that pretty good now. And it's a good whiskey. Beginner friendly. Third glass, fourth glass. You can do it. You can give that to a beginner, but not as a first glass. I would say first glass should be something milder. If you know he likes smoky, then you can go with maybe the Wolfburn or something else smoky, but usually not for the first glass, because at 46%, you do feel it. It transports a lot of flavor. Also a little bit of a tingling sensation, I would say. And yeah, I like it. It's a well-made one. I guess we're gonna see that as in the awards as well. So yeah, that was it. Thank you very much for watching. If you're in the Netherlands or Belgium, have a look at the Whisky.com website, where you will find the Wolfburn in the shop. And thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.